Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a journey through the intriguing and tumultuous life of Rovsen Janiyev, a name that resonated through the criminal underworld like a thunderous echo. Known by the alias Rovsen Lankaransky, his story is a tapestry woven with tragedy, revenge, and the pursuit of dominance. Join us as we delve deep into the life and legacy of Rovsen Janiyev, a figure who rose to infamy. Stay tuned as we unravel the layers of this enigmatic personality, exploring the motives, mysteries, and mayhem that define the life of the man known as Rovsen Lankaransky. In the bustling city of Lankaran, Azerbaijan, amidst the vibrant era of the 1970s, a dedicated local cop named Rafik Janiyev found himself yearning for something more. Determined to create a haven for his future, Rafik, with a heart full of dreams, made the resolute choice to build a family alongside his loving wife. In the unforgiving grip of gangsters that dominated Lankaran, Azerbaijan, Rafik couldn't shake the ominous feeling that raising a child in such a perilous environment would be a precarious endeavor. Yet, with an unwavering belief in destiny, Rafik foresaw the birth of a son from the very beginning, a special child whose extraordinary tale would unfold in ways that will captivate you as we delve deeper into this narrative. On January 27, 1975, as the winter winds whispered through the streets of Lankaran, Rafik's anticipation reached its peak. True to his foresight, his devoted wife bestowed upon him the precious gift he had long envisioned, a son. This newborn, named Rovsen Lenkeranski, became the living embodiment of Rafik's hopes and dreams for a future that would unfold against the backdrop of Lankaran's tumultuous landscape. The moment their eyes met, an undeniable closeness enveloped Rafik and his newborn son, Rovsen Lenkeranski. It was more than just a familial connection, it was the inception of a profound bond that transcended the ordinary. In the shared gaze between father and son, an unspoken understanding was forged, laying the foundation for a relationship destined to weather the storms of Lankaran's complex landscape. Then the father brings his son home. In the heartland of Azerbaijan, nestled between the Caspian Sea and the mighty Caucasus Mountains, lies the city of Lankaran, a place where the echoes of shadows narrate tales of hardship, crime, and the pursuit of power. It's within this labyrinth of narrow alleys that the story of Rovsen Lenkeranski begins. Born into a world marred by the lingering scars of crime, Rovsen's childhood was a delicate dance between innocence and the harsh realities of his surroundings. The air was thick with the stories of his forebears, whispers of clandestine dealings, and the occasional sirens of police cars piercing through the night. As a dedicated law enforcement officer, Rafik Janiyev faced the constant threat of danger while carrying out his duties. The badge he wore wasn't just a symbol, it was a target on his chest in the perilous landscape of Lankaran. Day by day, he confronted the shadows that lurked within the city, knowing that the path of a cop in Lankaran was fraught with peril. Yet, driven by a sense of duty and an unyielding commitment to justice, Rafik courageously stood at the forefront, determined to protect his community and, above all, the son who looked up to him with admiration and respect. Tragically, when Rovsen reached the tender age of 17, the ominous shadows that Rafik had battled throughout his career took a devastating turn. Local gangsters, threatened by Rafik's relentless pursuit of justice, snuffed out his life as he delved into the heart of their illegal activities. The very streets Rafik had sworn to protect became the scene of his untimely demise, leaving a grieving son to grapple with the harsh reality that the man he admired and loved had fallen victim to the very darkness he sought to eradicate. Consumed by the news of his beloved father's death, Rovsen was engulfed in a maelstrom of emotions, and an overwhelming fury ignited within him. Driven by a potent mixture of grief, anger, and an insatiable thirst for justice, he found himself irresistibly drawn into the intricate web of the criminal underworld that had claimed Rafik's life. With each step into the shadows, Rovsen embarked on a perilous journey, determined to unravel the dark mysteries surrounding his father's demise and confront the malevolent forces that had shattered his world. Quickly immersing himself in the grim realities of the streets, Rovsen swiftly became acquainted with the world of firearms. Fueled by a relentless determination and a profound sense of vengeance, he solemnly swore to avenge the heinous act that had robbed him of his father. Armed not only with the knowledge of guns, but also with a burning resolve, Rovsen set forth on a perilous quest, navigating the treacherous terrain of the criminal underworld with a singular purpose: to mete out retribution to those who had mercilessly taken his father's life. In the hushed anticipation of the courtroom, Rovsen bided his time in silence, his steely gaze fixated on the individuals accused of orchestrating his father's murder. As the trial unfolded, a palpable tension hung in the air. Then, in a dramatic and unexpected turn, Rovsen, fueled by a potent mix of despair and rage, clandestinely brought a gun into the courtroom. In a brazen act of defiance, he seized the moment, publicly threatening to mete out his own brand of justice to the defendants, the very individuals he believed were responsible for snuffing out the light of his father's life. Sentenced to 2 years in prison for the dramatic courtroom incident, Rovsen found himself confined within the cold, unforgiving walls of incarceration. However, on March 4, 1997, the wheels of fate turned as the Sabale District Court in Baku made the decision to grant him early release. Emerging from the shadows of imprisonment, Rovsen carried with him the weight of his tumultuous past, and yet the taste of freedom rekindled the fire within him, a fire that would propel him into the next chapter of his tumultuous journey. Paradoxically, rather than deterring him, Rovsen's time behind bars served as a crucible that steeled his resolve. Far from dissuading him, the harsh realities of prison life only fueled his determination to navigate the intricate realms of the criminal world upon his release. The confines of incarceration became the training ground where Rovsen honed the skills and mindset that would later define his enigmatic journey into the shadows of the underworld. Through the act of confronting his father's murderers with a chilling threat, Rovsen swiftly gleaned a profound lesson, one that would shape the trajectory of his ascent. The realization that forgiveness was not a currency in the unforgiving world he traversed became a cornerstone of his mentality. This unyielding resolve, refusing to forget the crimes committed against his family, propelled Rovsen to ascend rapidly through the ranks, carving a path to the summit of a dark and complex underworld. As the 21st century dawned, Rovsen found himself amidst the gritty underworld of Azerbaijan. In this tumultuous era, the notorious Karamat Mammadov reigned supreme, his fearless grip extending throughout the Azerbaijani criminal landscape. Rovsen, initially a mere pawn carrying out tasks for higher-ups, emerged as a standout figure. His prowess in the underworld earned him a reputation for being impeccable in his craft, gaining recognition and respect among the mafia ranks. This eventually led him to Baku, the bustling criminal capital of Azerbaijan, where ambition stirred within him like a dormant storm. Fueled by an unyielding determination to ascend the criminal hierarchy, Rovsen immersed himself in the shadowy realms of Baku's criminal fraternity. As he delved deeper into the criminal underworld, he learned about Karamat and felt a restless discontent at the thought of someone else reigning supreme. Driven by his criminal acumen and magnetic charisma, Rovsen envisioned a new era for Azerbaijani organized crime. Around June in the year 2000, Rovsen seized the opportune moment. Whispers circulated throughout Baku. Karamat Mammadov had met his demise, and a new dawn for the Azerbaijani mafia loomed. Yet Rovsen's triumph was short-lived. Karamat's loyalists sought vengeance, unleashing a wave of retaliation that drew the attention of law enforcement. As fate would have it, Rovsen found himself apprehended and subjected to brutal beatings by the authorities keen on dismantling Karamat's network. The vicious assault left Rovsen with a severe brain injury. Locked away in a prison plagued by appalling conditions, devoid of medical attention, Rovsen's physical and mental well-being deteriorated. Amidst the darkness of his confinement, Rovsen's mental illness took root, evolving into an unexpected force. While his adversaries believed they had triumphed, Rovsen's time in prison was the crucible that shaped his destiny. Released on the grounds of psychological health after a harrowing period behind bars, Rovsen faced a precarious existence in Baku. With numerous rivals plotting against him, survival became a constant battle. Leveraging the connections he forged during his incarceration, Rovsen orchestrated his escape to Moscow, where a new chapter of his enigmatic saga would unfold. Heading to Russia in the early 2000s, a period of transition for Russia after the collapse of the Soviet Union, the country was grappling with economic reforms, political changes, and social challenges. These transitions created an environment in which criminal organizations could thrive, exploiting gaps in law enforcement and taking advantage of the changing economic structure. The economic hardships and privatization in the 1990s contributed to the rise of organized crime. Many criminal groups were involved in activities such as extortion, racketeering, and control of various businesses. The privatization process itself often involved illegal activities and provided opportunities for criminal organizations to gain control of lucrative enterprises. Corruption within law enforcement and government agencies was a significant challenge. Some criminal organizations collaborated with corrupt officials, making it difficult to eradicate illegal activities. The Moscow criminal underworld was involved in a wide range of illegal activities, including drug trafficking, arms trade, human trafficking, and money laundering. Extortion and protection rackets were common tactics used by criminal groups to exert influence over businesses. The criminal landscape was often influenced by ethnic and regional factors. Different criminal groups, often organized along ethnic lines, competed for control over territories and criminal enterprises. In the intricate web of criminal networks, Rovsen seamlessly integrated himself into Azerbaijani gangs, his intelligence and formidable criminal skills acting as a passport to swift acceptance. With an astute mind, unwavering courage, and a burgeoning reputation, Rovsen began orchestrating the transformation of Azerbaijani local gangs in Moscow, elevating them to the status of a formidable criminal organization. Mirroring the challenges of his homeland, Rovsen encountered a myriad of obstacles on his ascent to the pinnacle of the mafia hierarchy. His rapid expansion in Moscow didn't go unnoticed, drawing the ire of local mob bosses like Ded Hassan, who perceived Rovsen as a direct threat to his entrenched power. However, Ded remained blissfully ignorant of Rovsen's storied history, a mistake that would cost him dearly. Like those before him, Ded met the same fate when he dared to challenge Rovsen's ascent. The seismic event of Ded Hassan's demise in 2010 reverberated through the criminal underworld, sending shockwaves that rippled across the clandestine fraternity. News of Ded's fall from grace not only solidified Rovsen's power, but also stoked the flames of anger among Chechen gangsters in Moscow, who now viewed Rovsen as a target marked for elimination. With Moscow turning into an increasingly perilous domain for Rovsen, he found himself at a crossroads. Sensing the looming threats, he made a calculated decision to abandon the city that had once been his domain and embarked on a global odyssey, leaving the dangerous echoes of his past behind as he ventured into the unknown territories of the criminal world. After a protracted journey from Russia to Ukraine, Rovsen, weary and battle-worn, resolved to turn the page and commence a new chapter in Turkey, a land where animosity toward him had yet to take root. Upon his arrival in Turkey, a sense of relief washed over Rovsen as he found himself on relatively safe and uncharted territory. Leading his operations with a newfound tranquility, Rovsen savored the taste of a life devoid of the constant specter of mortality. In the embrace of Turkey, Rovsen flourished, left to his own devices, where he honed his skills and expanded his criminal empire. However, the tranquility was short-lived. In his pursuit of opulence, living a life of conspicuous luxury, Rovsen's once incognito presence faded. His flashy lifestyle drew attention, and the shadows of his adversaries cast a menacing silhouette over his newfound haven. On the ominous day of August 17, 2016, Rovsen returned to Istanbul from a sojourn in Dubai. As his SUV navigated the city's labyrinthine streets, a cadre of armed men materialized, their guns unleashing a hail of bullets upon Rovsen's vehicle. The brutal onslaught claimed the life of his driver and left the once untouchable mobster grievously wounded, with over 20 bullet wounds punctuating his demise. Rushed to a local hospital, Rovsen fought valiantly against the clutches of death, but succumbed to his injuries. His lifeless form was somberly transported to Azerbaijan, courtesy of a private plane owned by Azerbaijani billionaire Mubaris Mansimov. News of Rovsen's untimely demise spread like wildfire, drawing over 25,000 mourners to the airport in a poignant display of grief. In Azerbaijan, he received a grandiose funeral, a testament to the indelible mark he left on the criminal landscape and the multitude who came to pay their respects to the enigmatic figure now consigned to the annals of infamy. As we wrap up our journey through the intriguing life of Rovsen, a man whose story spanned the underworlds of Azerbaijan, Moscow, and the sanctuary of Turkey, we've delved into the complexities of organized crime and the resilient spirit of a figure navigating power and betrayal. From humble beginnings to the heights of Moscow's criminal empire, Rovsen's narrative is one of ambition, resilience, and the harsh truths of a life entwined with power. In Turkey, seeking solace led to an unexpected end on the streets of Istanbul. Reflecting on Rovsen's enigmatic life, let his tale remind us of the delicate dance between power and vulnerability in the covert world of organized crime. His legacy echoes not only in the concrete jungles he once ruled, but also in the hearts of those who mourned his passing. Thank you for joining us on this captivating exploration of Rovsen's tumultuous odyssey. If you enjoyed the narrative, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more enthralling stories from the shadows. Until next time.
Азербайджан. Республика, город Баку. В Москве где проживаете? В камеру смотрим, пожалуйста.
Здесь.
Где здесь?
На родственников, друзья.